Good afternoon. My name is Boris Polenske. I'm the founder of 123Fahrschule. Sorry for this German name, but we are Germany's biggest driving school organization, so we need to have a German name. But yes, we are the biggest German driving school to get your license for a car or for a truck or a bus or a motorbike. And the German driving school market is very interesting at the moment because it will change dramatically within the next 2 or 3 years. This has got to do something about the past structure of the driving school market and where it goes into the future. At the moment, the driving school market in Germany is pretty big compared with other European markets. So we have a total market volume in Germany at the moment of 3 billion euro. But this market is extremely fragmented to around about 9,000 driving schools, which are very small here in Germany. So beside of us, but our market share is around about 1% at the moment. There is no other big driving school which is really dominating the market. There are other European countries, for example, France, Finland, or for example, United Kingdom, where we have big organizations serving the driving school market. But because of a restriction in the law, which has been changed 2018, the market is rather fragmented in Germany. The problem in the German market is at the moment that most of the owners are pretty old. So they are around about 56 years, and some are mainly significant older, but also the instructors in the market are rather old. So this will bring us into a consolidation of the market coming up in the next few years. So we already have seen significant consolidation in the last few years, but there is a political process in progress at the moment, which will bring us some significant changes in the education law in Germany. I just joined yesterday a big meeting at the Ministry of Transport here in Germany, where the time plan for these changes in the market was communicated. And we believe that this will have a significant impact on the market in consolidation, helping driving schools like us to grow into the market, but also have significant advantages for the student. So we believe that the market here will change dramatically, and we will I'm sure that we are the one company in the market which can serve this future needs in the market. The average driving school in Germany has an EBITDA margin of around 15%, but with the upcoming changes in the law, we believe that we can even get higher EBITDA margins. So what are we doing at the moment? So we are really a driving school with instructors, with cars, with locations. And at the moment, we are serving around about 56 locations. There are coming up some new locations in Berlin in the next few weeks. But we are not even a driving school, but we are also a tech company. So in Germany, you can only buy a software which is running a driving school which is rather small. So you cannot manage a Hilton hotel group with an Excel table. So in 2017, we started to build our own software, process automation, and other software tools to run a driving school at scale. And so actually, we are the only company in the German market which is owning a software which is able to run a driving school with more than 20 million revenue, because all the other software products in the market are not really automated, not really digitized, and they are only made for small driving schools. We had a positive development on EBITDA in the last few years. So for the first time, we had a positive cash flow on operations business, but we were working like a startup in the last few years a little bit. But actually, we are really ready to scale the business. So what is changing in the law in Germany? So in contrast to other European countries, you are obliged in Germany to join the theoretical lessons in presence. So for around 14 lessons, you have got to come into the driving school, sit down there, and join a lesson for around about 90 minutes. This will be changed at the beginning of 2026. So in the future, you will be able to join around about 50% of the lessons in a video call, and the other lessons you can join in a one-day session or two-day session in the driving school. This will help us to streamline and make the education much, much more efficient than it is at the moment, and helps us also to have a better use on our locations. There will be some significant changes in the learning, like e-learning. And the other thing, what is really, really important for us, that round about 30% of the practical education can be made on simulators. So you must understand the simulators are, unfortunately, I cannot show you a video here, are specially produced simulators only for driving schools with an integrated virtual driving teacher. So we don't need any driving teachers for this. And I told you before that a lot of our driving teachers are very old, and they will go in retirement in a few years. Around about 30% will go into retirement in the next 5 years. So this simulator can replace the driving instructor. In the past, if you look onto our P&L, our cost for personal expenses for employees were very high. And we believe that with this simulators, we can make this much, much more efficient. And so for this, we bought a company called Force Simulators in May of this year to produce the software and the hardware for our simulators on our own. So actually, we are making for the first half of year 2024, we made around about 11 million on revenue. We had a positive EBITDA of 500,000 euros. Then we had a strong focus on cash flow and positive EBITDA in the last 1.5 years. And so actually we are pushing to be profitable and to earn money in the markets we are serving. But we are also on the other side still investing in software technology and growing the business. So for 24, we have an outlook of round about revenue of round about 22 to 24 million euro in revenue, and an adjusted EBITDA of round about 1 million euro. So we are slightly cash flow positive. So we are not really able to fund our growth by the existing operations, but we believe that we will reach this stage rather soon. But yeah, we are still working on it, but we also need to have a local look at the market, because this market will change rather soon in future. So if you look to other private education companies in the German industry, so there are the driving schools here in Germany, which are, I already told you, I have around 9,000 companies and 14,000 locations. And so the average revenue per location of this driving school is rather low, with 200,000 euros. Actually, our 56 locations are already generating a revenue which is nearly twice the number. And if we look to other companies, like for personal education or language schools, the revenue per location is much, much higher. So from our perspective, with the optimization of our locations, we expect to reach around about 500,000 euros on revenue by mid of 25. And with the changes we are getting in the law in 26, we expect a significant increase on revenue per location, because with our offering like online theory and simulators, we can outperform and outperform competitors and have a better product than other companies are having in the German market at the moment. So what we are doing at the moment is that we are really focusing on the major cities. So we are in our current locations are in cities from 30,000 to 3.5 million inhabitants in Germany. And in future, we will focus more on the biggest cities with more than 150,000 inhabitants. This is a market of around about 490 million euros, 805 million euros. And the market with the smaller cities is also not so small. It's rather big, but we are focusing on the bigger ones because we have seen that we can conquer them more easily because it's more anonymous. If you are, for example, in Berlin, people are looking at Google, searching for a driving school, and don't ask so much friends or families and others. So, and for the smaller cities, we are actually working on a franchise model to offer driving schools services, especially in future, the simulator and the theoretical education. So at the moment, we are focusing very, very hard onto adapting our software for the upcoming law changes. There are so much significant changes in the market, especially also the way the students are taught in future, so that we are rather busy with everything getting ready until end of next year. So the simulator has a strong, we have a strong focus on the simulator in our strategy. And so we are also thinking about to open simulators centers, which we also can share with other driving schools. So the idea behind this is that the simulator needs to be like an airplane. It must run every day, all the day. And if we share this with other driving schools, we can also make revenue by offering the simulators to other driving schools. Actually, this project is a project which is still in test mode, and we all hope to open the first simulator center in Q1 next year. But the focus at the moment is on the major cities to open new driving schools. For this, we just made a small capital increase of around about 1 million euro to have the funding for these new locations. And actually, we are working hard on opening up these new locations until mid of the next year. So actually, the cities we are focusing on are mainly Berlin, Hamburg, and Cologne. These were the biggest cities we were already serving with our locations. And you must understand that a student is only willing to drive 20 minutes, maximum 30 minutes to a driving school. So if you have ever been to Berlin, you know that it's hard to reach a new location, and there's so much traffic and public transport. So in Berlin, we need to have round about 25 to 30 locations to reach all the inhabitants of Berlin within 20 minutes. So at the moment, we are really focusing on these big cities because, for example, Berlin is a 137 euro market. And if we get more market share in Berlin, we can grow much faster than if we would focus on the smaller cities. The same is for Hamburg and Cologne. And in Cologne, we are nearly ready with our location growth, but we have got to open them now. But we are on the track to cover around about 90% of Cologne by beginning of the next year. For the smaller locations, we are already having, at the moment, we will move them into this franchise model. And so we hope to open this 20 new locations by mid of 25. So, and this, as we have existing operations in the city, we have a very fast positive cash flow on the new location because we already have online marketing, we already have instructors, we have already a little or bit of a brand knowledge in the city, brand awareness in the city. So we have seen that if we open up in existing cities new locations, it's very easy for us to reach a positive cash flow. So our expectation is to get a run rate revenue by end of 25 of around about 35 million euros. And this, with these changes in legislation coming up, our expectation on the revenue side for 26 is at the moment around about 50 million. But as I mentioned, we have been yesterday at the Ministry of Transport. There were some very, very interesting things or changes for us, and we are actually now working on the adaptation of our strategy based on this information we got. So this 50 million revenue is a value we expected in August. It might be a little bit higher because with the changes in the law and especially some smaller changes which we didn't expect there, it's very easy for us to scale the business and also to offer our education much, much faster in new cities. So actually, we're working out for a plan. We will having a roundtable with our investors next Monday from served by New Ways. And then we will present the update on our strategy because this will be some significant positive aspects in our strategy, which will be in the legislation. Yeah. So we are a small company on the stock market, but it's for us, I believe we are a very interesting company because we have a proven business model. Driving education is a product which has been sold for many, many years in Germany. We have a very good momentum for the upcoming digitization. Yeah, actually, in the next 2 years, the market will change significantly. And all the major investment in the companies, like the setup, the software development, the base development is already done. So this money is already invested. There will be some money necessary to make now the last step into this digital business model for driving schools. But we are very confident that we can but develop everything ready until end of next year. So we also have a proven growth model, yeah, because we have shown that we can grow by M&A business. So we bought some driving schools, but we also are able to open up driving school and get in profit very fast. And we believe that the future growth after 25 can be funded by the cash flow. So we have a cash generating machine a little bit. If we open up a driving school, then we get very fast a positive cash flow on it. And so we can invest the money again into new locations. So this is why we are ramping up our locations now as soon as possible. Also beyond these cities I already mentioned. So the focus mainly at the moment is Cologne, Berlin, and Hamburg. But there will be also other new locations in the next year for other cities where we have already operations in. Yeah, thank you for the moment. I've seen that there have been some questions.
Yes. Thank you very much. A few questions already came in. So would you grow by acquisitions of smaller driving schools?
For 25, we only open up new ones because we have so much potential in the cities we are serving at the moment. And but for 26, we think again about buying new ones to open new cities. Yeah, so for a city where we don't have operations in the moment, it's more efficient to buy a driving school and make it bigger because we have some operations already in, we have students in, but in existing cities, it's better to open up a new location.
And then there's the potential future threat of self-driving cars. How would you address that risk?
Have you seen the presentation from Elon Musk? So if this is a self-driving car for the future, we stay for a long time in the business. And I've been asked this question already 8 years ago when I founded the company. So actually, I don't really see that we are nearby the self-driving cars and everything is without the steering wheel. I believe it will take a lot of time. And you need also to see what is the cost of a self-driving car. So even if we have the technology, not everybody can afford a company for a price like this. Have a look in our streets. The average car in Germany is, I believe, 8 years old until we have replace these cars, I believe we have a long time for licenses. And remember, we are also doing bus and trucks and motorbikes. Yeah, and I believe there will be also for the future demand on driving licenses. But we have like the simulator we are building, it's like an autonomous car, because we have the virtual driving instructor. Yeah, and we are using also AI technology there to train the students. But on the streets, I believe we will see normal cars for a long time.
And how do you see the digitalization of driving schools evolving over the next few years?
The main thing is that the instructors are very old. So we expect that 30% will retire in the next 5 years. So the most important thing is that we get some parts of the education onto the simulator. And this is really a key thing for us. And with the decision we were presented yesterday in the Ministry of Transport, we see that, for example, for the gear stick education, yeah, we are able to use the simulator, and we can do the test in the simulator. But the Ministry of Transport said to us also, this is the first step. So we expect that in the next few years, the allowance for digitizing parts of the education will be changed again. And more parts of the education, especially for the theoretical training, will be digitized in future. This is only the beginning of a journey. And I believe we will rather soon see additional things we can do online. And so I believe that in a few years, it will be that we have an instructor, not really like an Uber driver, but an instructor, and we have a digital e-learning education for the theory and the simulator. Only a few lessons left are done on the street. It saves gasoline, it saves instructors, it saves cars, and makes our education or the P&L much more efficient. Coming more to a tech company than an education company.
And that is all happening with the recent acquisition of First GmbH.
Yeah, so this is the base technology. They have been working for 40 years on simulator technologies. And this company was focused on the driving school market internationally. They were delivering simulators to Saudi Arabia, to Dubai, to other European countries, and to Germany. And they have the software and technology, and now we are putting this together with our internet knowledge and our internet technology. And so we have already improved the simulator significantly, giving him backend technology to bring everything into the cloud, to get the data from the simulator into our systems. And so we believe that if we combine these two companies, it will be a very good simulator product, which will be market leading in Germany. There are only a few other companies offering these simulators because the development is rather expensive. But in the combination, because we have the driving schools, we are also educating driving instructors. We have our own software, our own technology. And if we bring all the knowledge together, we can build the best simulator in the market, because as we have driving instructors, we know how to educate, and this knowledge we are bringing into the virtual driving instructor now.
Okay. And how does the planned online theory training legislation expected in 2025 align with your current digital strategy?
The online theory, we already had it in pandemic times. Yeah, in COVID-19 times, we were able to do all the online theory, the theory lessons online. And we have seen that it was very efficient for the students. Yeah, a lot of people loved this, not to go to the driving school. And actually, what we were presented is that around about 50% of this education can be done online. It's for us much more capital efficient because we can put together students from different driving school locations and also offer theoretical training all over the day, maybe also in different languages. And the practical, the part of the theoretical training in the driving school will also change significantly, because in the past you've been able only to do 2 lessons per day. It was limited by the law to do 2 lessons per day. But now we can do, with a change of law, we can do much more lessons per day. So it's like a model that you come 1 or 2 days into the driving school and make all your theoretical education on 1 day. And this is much more convenient for the student, because they can be the most important thing for the student is not how much is the driving license, but how fast can I get it, yeah, or how much time do I have got to spend. As more convenient it is, the more people, the people are more willing to pay for it, and also to choose our driving schools. For example, we have some express courses, like a 40-day education, and the people pay 500 euros extra to join such an express education. And we believe that with a better service model, helping you to finish the driving education faster and with less efforts, it will significantly we have a better product than other smaller driving schools, which are only open for 2 or 3 hours a week, and which are not offering so many theoretical and practical lessons, and don't have a simulator.
Good. And regarding your competitors, how do you fit in next to your competitors? And are you do you have like the bleeding edge technology with your simulators?
Yeah, we have 2 other big driving school groups. It's a franchise organization, Academy, and the Rettich Group, owned by a Finnish company. So I believe always the market is big enough, yeah, and we can, with these other 2 big competitors, we can share the market. The other competitors are the really small driving schools, the one-man show companies like Owner, or maybe the wife is doing the office. I believe they will go out of the market very fast, because they are, in this digital times, they are no longer able to compete against a bigger education organization, because we can give a better experience, a more professional product, and a better education. I believe there will be really significant changes in the market, which are very positive for us in the next 2 and 3 years.
Okay. And we have just 40 seconds left. So as a last question, so what steps do you take to enhance the profitability of existing locations?
What? Sorry?
The profitability.
The profitability. So if our market share is increasing for an existing location, it will be even more profitable, because we have rent. If we have more students, the rent per student is getting down. If we have more students, the cost per customer care employee is going down. So I believe we have got to grow existing locations and also open new ones. But it's the growth on existing locations is also very important for us to have a better share of the costs.
Okay, excellent timing. We have now 2:30, so the time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.